Hello everyone, I'm Francesca. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I am going to show you a very easy hack to make your vegan cheese melt a million times better. I have the oven on right now. It's preheating, so I'm sorry if you can hear that and I'm sorry if it's loud, but we need the oven to be on for the second part of this video, so I have to preheat it. I have a really easy hack to show you, and vegan cheese gets such a bad rap, and I know, I get it. Like, we've seen some kind of gross vegan cheeses come out, some things that like don't melt really nicely, they melt a little weird, but this is a very easy thing you can do to all your cheeses. It's great for when you're putting like cheese on top of pasta, pizza, like just anything that you want your cheese to be like melted on top of, like an enchilada maybe. Before we get into it really quickly, I just want to talk about the vegan cheeses that I like. I live in the US, so I know that they are different depending on where you live. My favorite is Follow Your Heart, or if you're in Canada, it's Earth Island. Those are my two favorites. That's my favorite cheese to use. I find that just has the best texture and consistency and taste. I also really like the Daya blocks. Like, I will grate them myself. I like those blocks a lot. And I also like Violife. The Violife just started to come around where I live, so that's really awesome. So those are the cheeses that I like. And I also have a cheese recipe in my ebook that is linked down below. So those are like the cheeses that I like. I just want to talk about that quickly because it makes a difference. And I like to grate my own cheese better than I like using like pre-shredded cheese, because I think the consistency comes out a little better and it tastes a little better, in my opinion. So let me show you this really quick hack now that I've talked a lot. So the first thing you need for this is some sort of plant milk. You can use any one you like. I like almond milk, and always make sure it's original, unsweetened, no flavoring, nothing in there. Second thing is your cheese that you're using. I am going to use two cheeses actually. We're going to use the Follow Your Heart mozzarella and the Follow Your Heart parmesan. And the cool thing about doing this is you can kind of like customize the flavors a little bit more, maybe add a little more of a flavor if you like it, if you feel like it needs it. So feel free to combine cheeses as well. And then the Follow Your Heart Parmesan, which is one of my favorites, and this melts really well. So both of those cheeses melt really well, which is gonna help with the melting factor later on. So the first thing we're gonna do is grate our cheese. Just in case you have no idea how to grate cheese, this is all you do. You just take a box grater and take the cheese to it. The reason I like to grate the cheese instead of just like cutting it up, it's just gonna melt faster when we put those all in the pot. You'll see in a minute, but it just melts quicker and just makes things more efficient. So then you're just left with little cheese shreds. So I'm just gonna go grate all this. So this is the cheese all grated up, and you can grate as much or as little cheese as you like. It just depends on what you're making and how much cheese you need. I figured that this, in addition with a little bit of almond milk and the Parmesan, it was more than enough to cover a whole pizza. So yeah, you can just do as much or as little as you like. I'm not really giving you guys measurements, just more so like what you actually have to do to get this to melt better. So now we're by the stove, and the first thing that I always like to do is use a non-stick pot for this, because this way just the cheese doesn't stick to the bottom. So you want to put your heat on really low, because you don't want anything to like burn too quickly. And then we're just gonna start to add in all our cheese. So first I'm adding in the vegan mozzarella. Then we're gonna add in the vegan Parmesan. I don't really like measure this stuff out, like I said, like I'm just kind of like eyeballing. So like this is fine. And then when it comes to the non-dairy milk, you wanna add it in slowly. I kind of like like I said, I eyeball this, but just like add in a little bit. And then as you mix this up and as everything melts, you can add in more milk if you need. Like, you can just adjust. So just add in less, and then you can just add in more, because you'll see the consistency, but we want to get this to like really like a cheese sauce that's like thick. You'll see the consistency in a second. So now you're just gonna like take a spatula and just let this mix up, and everything's gonna melt down really nice. And that's also why I said to make sure to shred it, because as you can see, this just melts down so much quicker than if you had just like cut it into big blocks or put the whole block in there. And I like to use a spatula just so that way I can like really like scrape the sides of the pot, just a preference. So yeah, you just gotta let this like all melt down, and it's gonna get nice and smooth, or like pretty smooth. So that's really the texture and consistency you're going for. And if you have accidentally added in too much plant milk, you can of course always add in more cheese, and it'll just kind of like balance it out. So don't worry too much. So as you can see, this doesn't take very long to happen. It just, you know, starts to melt. So it's pretty much there now in terms of the texture and consistency you're going for. Like I said, you just want this nice, smooth cheese sauce, as you can see. And we don't want to burn this or anything, and it's bubbling, and this is perfect. So I'm actually just going to take this off the burner right now because I don't want anything to happen to it. And a little bit of the lumps are okay. Like, it's still like basically smooth. You just wanted to make sure everything was like really melted down and nicely incorporated. That's really all you have to do, and now you have this like cheese sauce that you can put on anything you want. I'm gonna make pizza with it today, so I'm gonna like go do like the dough, like spreading the dough out and putting sauce on it, and then I'll be back when we're gonna put the cheese on it. All right, so I got started on my pizza because I didn't want to bore you guys with that, since this is really just about the cheese. And if your cheese sauce like kind of thickens up, don't be afraid to just put it back on the stove and then add a little more plant milk to it. Now you're just gonna put this on here, and really no specific way. I just kind of like drape it all around. So this looks like so silly, I think, but this is exactly how you can like just get it to melt better and just have a better consistency. So now that I do have my cheese sort of like laid out on here, you can just like very lightly take your spoon and just sort of drag it to the spots that didn't reach. So yeah, I'm gonna put this back in the oven as it is right now. I'll melt it and show you it, and then I'll probably put more vegan parm on, but I want you guys to be able to just see this as it is. We got some big bubbles forming over here. Oh my gosh, are you guys ready to see this vegan pizza in all its glory? Woo! Okay, that was a lot of sounds. Can we look at it? Bella. Like, guys, yes! Look at that cheese. Oh my God. I made Bella way too excited by yelling. Bella, it's okay. So, like, can we just look at this? There's some nice browning. The cheese is all melted. We had some bubbly action going on over here. Pizza looks perfect. I'll sprinkle a little vegan parm on for the picture and red pepper flakes, but perfect. So good. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. This looks amazing. Yeah, this is looking pretty darn good. Melting the cheese before helps the oven have a better chance of like making it even better. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, jelly beans? So just so you guys know, there won't be a YouTube video on Wednesday. I am leaving to go away tonight, and I'm having such a bad anxiety. Freaking hate the airport. So yeah, but no video on Wednesday, but I'll see you guys again on Sunday. But hopefully this left you satisfied, because now you know how to make the best melted vegan cheese ever. Yes. All right, let me give you guys some cut action. Woo! All right, I just want you guys to see how ooh, I hit the dishwasher. I just want you guys to see how good and cheesy this looks. Ready? Looks beautiful and delicious and so good, and there's cheese pulls and everything. So this is definitely how you want to make your vegan cheese melt. All right guys, and that is what I got for you today. This is how to make your vegan cheese melt better. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you found it helpful. If you do this little hack, try it out. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you think it made your vegan cheese melt better, a little more cheesy, a little more gooey, a little more of what we all want in our lives. Thank you so much for watching. I am going away tonight, so I will not be posting a video next Wednesday, but I will see you guys on Sunday. If you follow me on Instagram, you can just keep up with what I'm doing while I'm away. I'm just going down to Florida to get out of this cold because it is freezing in New York. So yeah, I hope this helped you guys out. Let me know if you like these little hacks. I have a bunch of them, so let me know if you want to see more little like easy hacks. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff you already know. Helps the channel out, and I will see you soon. Bye.